Look at that. Is that a leg?
That's a leg. Here's the thigh. It comes up here, so we know he's facing this way. Here is a glyph.
That's a Mayan glyph.
Yeah, it's a portrait of a king.
This figure on the monument is clearly a king, delineated by his ceremonial belt.
So we could literally be looking at a snake king here.
Yeah.
This stela is a monumental find, literally. It is the only one of its kind ever found in El Mirador outside of the city center.
Why is it so important to understand this civilization?
Through the lens of archaeology, we can see the whole story, from the beginning to the end.
Right.
We can see what they did right, and we can see what they did wrong. At one time, this was the largest ancient city in the world.
And it all vanished.
Yeah, that's right. It's a problem that we call the conspicuous consumption of resources.
The Mayas' appetite for the lime plaster that covered El Mirador was the engine of their own demise. With the basin's trees harvested for fuel, a layer of clay in the ground once held back by the tree roots seeped into their growing fields and poisoned their agriculture. The bigger El Mirador grew, the more accelerated the process of their end became.
That's a lesson for all of us, you know. We have to pay attention to the history to avoid repeating those errors.
Once again, I depart El Mirador thrilled to have played a small role in this archaeological breakthrough. I ask Richard to contact me if he finds anything new.
Well, it is 3:30 in the morning, and I am at the airport because we got an email from Dr. Richard Hansen. And that means I'm going to Guatemala.
Traveling to El Mirador hasn't gotten any easier in the past year, and I'm grateful when I reach the helicopter with my old friend Gabriel at the stick.
Hola.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien. Let's go. Vamos.
Okay, here we go.
You know, no matter how many times I take this helicopter flight, I'm absolutely awestruck by how wild it is outside. 360 degrees, wherever you look, there is nothing but pure jungle.
After all this, it's the site of Ladanta Pyramid that tells me I'm back.
There she is, Ladanta. Incredible, incredible.
As we touch down, I'm greeted by a familiar face.
There he is, the man himself. How you doing, Doc?
And if Dr. Hansen is rushing up to a running helicopter, he must be excited about something.
How are you, Doc? Good to see you. Good to see you. You got something to show me?
I think we do.
You do?
I think we do.
We take the hike into base camp. And inside the mess hall is another pleasant surprise.
Haha, the Bobs. What's going on? How you doing, sir?
You finally made it.
Turns out the father-son GPR team of Bob and Bob Leonard are back as well. Richard has brought them in to help peer inside the pyramids for any open chambers that could be Snake King tombs.
What'd you find?
We're seeing on several of these structures a pattern emerge.
Well, that's intriguing.
The same anomaly is in the same location on several of these structures.
And that pattern makes us think it could be something important for him to investigate scientifically.
So that's exciting.
Well, one of the things that this lets us see, Josh, is I'm trying to understand the construction of these buildings. And some of this information is showing us those patterns.
When it comes to these Snake Kings, their burial pattern, as we know, has not been found.
Well, we have 19 recorded kings on dynasty pots, and we think they're here.
This is a potential bombshell. It means that if they have discovered a Snake King tomb, they may also have the key to finding all of them.
And so how many of these potential voids or cavities did you find?
So we think we found 4. And then there's one in particular that, we think is the most interesting.
Okay, so the million-dollar question is, where is it?
I think it'd be best if we show you.
I've traveled on Richard's so-called moto mules before and have the sciatica to prove it.
Oh, Richard, you made some upgrades since I was here.
Which is why I'm a little surprised to see this.
Josh, we now call it the Moto Limousine.
The Moto Limo. Okay, here we go.
The brand new mule speeds into the jungle, and my anticipation builds. Give up the goods. Where is this anomaly, Richard?
Well, we thought it was going to be on the southern side of the plaza.
Right.
We looked there.
Yeah.
In reality, it's just in front of you.
Here, on the western end of the city, stands the massive pyramid complex known as El Tigre, second in size only to mighty La Danta. This is clearly one of the most important ceremonial structures in the city. And now, the Bobs have gathered promising data that this pyramid may have a long-forgotten chamber inside.
If it's a burial, it could be a Snake King.
We grab our gear for the long hike up to the pyramid platform.
All right.
Richard, remind me again, how did I end up carrying the generator?
After doing about a month's worth of the Stairmaster in one go, we arrive.
Welcome to the upper platform of Tigre Pyramid.
Wow.
It may have taken me 3 trips to El Mirador, but we may finally be in the presence of a Snake King.
Wow, look at this.
For centuries, the world's greatest minds have tried to solve the world's greatest mysteries. My name is Rob Riggle. I'm chasing down fresh leads on the questions that have been perplexing humanity through the ages.
What are you doing?
I'm going to get the Holy Grail.
Hall of Famer, how did you not know?
I'm gonna be rich!
About to win a Super Bowl.
What is it with the Scots and tunnels? What are you guys trying to hide?
I'm gonna show these locals how it's done.
Rob Riggle, Global Investigator. Premieres 8th June on Discovery Channel.
There's claims out there, and they're worth a fortune.
Often bought for pennies.
$5,000 for the whole claim?
Yep. They can be worth much more. We work with claim owners to get their properties up and running. This is our version of the American dream. If there is something here, we are going to find that out. Look at that. What do you think of that?
We couldn't have done this without you guys.
Reclaimed. Mondays on Discovery Channel. In the wild. Only the fittest. And the smartest.
I just need to put some green leaves on that, and that's basically a crab basket.
Stay alive.
And that is a score.
Join our top survivalists.
When needs must, that's going to keep you alive. If you want a good weight loss plan, this is the place to come and do it.
As they reveal their tricks.
It smells like mangrove swamp.
Of the survival trade. Top 5 Stay Alive. Premieres 16th June on Discovery Channel.
I'm explorer Ed Stafford, and I've put myself through extreme tests of endurance and isolation to become a survival expert. Now, I've decided to go up against the world's toughest survivalists.
This time, in the wild, untamed, unforgiving landscapes of China.
There is only one way down, and that's forward. Whoa!
Ed Stafford, First Man Out. Tuesdays on Discovery Channel.
After being summoned by archaeologist Dr. Richard Hansen,
We're still in active excavations on here, Josh.
I've returned to the once-lost pre-classic Maya city of El Mirador.
Wow, look at this.
Richard believes that he may have finally discovered the site of a Snake King tomb inside the Holy Pyramid of El Tigre.
Incredible.
Now, with GPR experts Bob and Bob Leonard, we're going to scan and see if he's right.
So Richard, give me a little orientation here. First of all, where are we up here?
Josh, what we're looking at are 3 buildings on the summit of a platform, which is characteristic of the architecture in the pre-classic period from 300 BC to about the time of Christ.
This style of architecture, where one main pyramid is flanked by 2 smaller ones, is called triadic, and it almost always signifies a religious or political center. And since El Tigre was home to the city's elite, it is perhaps the most important triadic center in El Mirador. Richard has high hopes for anything that's hidden inside of it.
None of the tombs of these snake kings have ever been found.
No, never been found.
Let's see if one of them might be up here.
The Bobs did an earlier scan here that discovered a void in the pyramid. But now they've brought a new GPR unit which uses multiple antennas. It should give them, and Richard, a clearer picture of what's down there.
All right, Josh, come here, check this out.
You got something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
So,
you do. Look at that.
You can see all this clear area up here. That's rock.
Solid rock up here, yeah.
And then when that signal gets into a void, it'll sit there and bounce back and forth.
Yes.
And so that's what we're seeing right there.
Holy smokes. That looks like a chamber.
Yeah.
Let's look at it.
To get through the stone of the pyramid, we came prepared with a pneumatic rock drill powered by a gas generator, which, just to remind you, I schlepped all the way up here.
Okay, we're up!
It uses a carbide bit to punch a small, deep hole in the ancient structure.
Okay, we ready? Yeah?
Yep, let's go.
All four of us lean into the drill. It's like boring through, well, solid rock. But then, all of a sudden, it isn't.
Whoa! Oh, whoa! It dropped. There's a cavity there. Ah! Okay, let's get it up.
When it drops like that, there's something weird.
Up, 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 up.
Whoa.
Okay, let's bring this down.
Pull it out.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, drill's out.
Okay.
Okay, now it's camera time.
Now it's camera time. Mine's a little bit primitive compared to what we need.
I brought a little upgrade for you.
Oh, good boy. That's it. That's it.
Next level.
The camera I've brought has a special pan and tilt function.
Holy smokes.
With an articulating head capable of seeing everything around it.
Okay, we're alive. Moment of truth. You ready?
We send our snake cam to catch a snake king.
Here we go. Okay, we're good.
All right, give me some slack.
Whoa, stop. It looks like at the bottom there's an opening.
There it is. There's a room in there.
There's a room in there. You go further, can you push on?
Yeah, there's the chamber there.
Boy, it looks like there's almost architecture to that room.
I know it.
I mean, it looks like a squared off room, doesn't it?
Looks like to me, too. What? Oh, wait. Go back up again. What's this? It's got a big slab coming this way and a big slab going that way.
It does look vaulted, doesn't it?
It does look vaulted. Right there, see? Which would mean then that this thing has collapsed and there's the remnant of the vault.
This is remarkable. It is entirely possible that we're looking at a pre-classic Maya construction that no one has laid eyes on in over 2,000 years. Even more significant is that the collapsed vault looks eerily familiar to Richard.
Well, what is fascinating is that there were two blocks like this, one directly on the other. And we have a precedent for that at the great site of Wakna, which is here in the basin. There's a vault there that was looted.
And that was a tomb, you think?
Oh, yes. And that's what we saw in that thing there.
Which, you know, if that's the case, then you could be looking at another tomb.
Oh, yeah.
Any chance that what we're seeing here is the Snake King?
Very possible. Wow. We're going to have to dig it regardless.
Yeah?
After years of looking for man-made cavities in the pyramids of El Mirador, Richard may have at last found what he's looking for. But finding out what's inside without damaging the structure will take months of painstakingly careful excavation.
So like all things at El Mirador, we have some new answers and some new questions.
But what it gives us is an area that we never would have excavated before.
Right. Finding new structures at El Mirador. Unbelievable.
To date, I've been to El Mirador 3 times. In order to find the tombs of the Snake Kings, I've been witness to some remarkable discoveries, and in the process, learned how the mightiest of empires can fall by their mismanagement of the environment. Now, this third trip has uncovered the possibility, not just of a single Snake King tomb, but the signature construction for all of them.
I think having this non-invasive remote sensing technology combined with this minimally invasive drilling means that you might be on the cusp of making a lot of discoveries here.
All this technology lets us tell the story of humanity we've never been able to tell before.
Good start.
Thank you.
Let's keep
Thanks
at
for
it.
being here, John.
It looks like as many times as I leave, I'll never truly say goodbye to El Mirador.